Hi, I wanted to do a quick video on how I sew the curves of the NBC pouch. This is the medium size and I'm going to be using the binding method, and as you can see the curves are smooth coming from where the fabric folds here to the seam of the curve. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So this is what it looks like before I add the binding. So we're going to follow the instructions and mark 3/4 of an inch up from the bottom, and then sew 2 stitches down following the fold right here before we start to follow the curve at the bottom. So 2 stitches down, and I like to back stitch and then start to follow along the curve. And then when you get to this side, follow the curve and then 2 stitches to that point and back stitch on this side as well. To sew my curve, I want to measure up 3/4 of an inch from the bottom right here and mark it. And this is going to be on the lining. I'm using a regular pen, but you can use a removable pen for this. I'm going to mark. Now, starting at that 3/4 inch mark, slowly insert your needle into the fabric, and you're going to sew about 2 stitches going down right along the fold and back stitch right there. Continue to hand crank and slowly adjust the pouch so that the curve edge aligns with the edge of your presser foot. Mine is exactly a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so once I line it up with the edge of my presser foot, I know I'm going to be sewing that curve with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Slow down as you approach the next 3/4 inch mark that you made. So right now I'm really close to where the fabric folds, and then I'm going to start to go up with the fabric. You can see that right there. Did my 2 stitches, back 2 times, and coming back. I back stitched right there. So there you go. The 2 stitches that we did here and back stitch allow for a much smoother curve once we turn it right side out. So I'm gonna pull my zipper back down, and I'm still gonna turn it back over to add my binding because I'm using the binding method. Don't pull your zipper off. There we go. And we have a nice smooth curve, no points sticking out. And I'll turn it back over to add my binding. So following the instructions, clipping off the extra here. And for the binding method, I don't usually use my pinking shears to cut notches along the curve because I think the curve looked smooth enough, but if you want, you can cut some notches. Don't get too close and cut through your stitches, but I liked how mine looked. So I'm going to grab some pre-made bias tape. This is black, so if you can see it, it's double fold bias tape. I'm going to fold in one side and then just start to clip it. So this is what it looks like now with the binding attached. I stayed a 1/4 inch away from the edge, so you shouldn't be going into your main stitches. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you just don't want to mess up your curve. So let's turn this right side out. And just push out push along that seam so you can have a nice smooth curve. And don't pull your zipper off. And here you go.